across South Central, and it's leading to a warm layer of air above the surface, or what we like to call a warm air inversion. Now that's leading to snow levels rising a couple of 1,000 or so feet above the surface of the earth, and that's going to lead to some light freezing rain, snow likely, and strong winds. Now the biggest impacts that we are going to see across South Central for those locations up under that winter weather advisory will be today. As we welcome in the overnight hours on into tomorrow, yes, some icy conditions will continue on those roadways, but we will see a gradual transition back into some snow as we welcome in our Friday. So the bigger concern continues to remain for your Thursday. Now, we're watching that area of low pressure just to the southwest of Kodiak. We've also got another low that is out towards Prince William Sound. These two systems will merge together, and that's going to reinforce these wet conditions we've got across South Central. We've also got a winter weather advisory out towards areas of southwest Alaska through Bristol Bay and the Kuskokwim Delta coastline. That is in effect until 3 p.m. this afternoon, where we could see 3 to 6 inches of that snow accumulation. Now, while most of the impacts this week have been across western Alaska, that system is already beginning to wind down. However, from Gamble out towards the Bering Strait coastline, we'll likely see that potential for some light snow showers that will carry us through the end of this week on into the weekend. So that's what we're watching for a good portion of the state, but of course the main focus continues to be areas of South Central, where we're watching that freezing rain, which will remain with us. Now, we're already holding on to some of that heavier rainfall as you head out towards Prince William. That potential for about 1 to 3+ inches of rain accumulation to be expected for these areas. And we're also going to be watching inland locations from the Kenai through the Anchorage Bowl, where we're going to see that best shot for a rain snow mix, which will carry us through the rest of today. Now, the winter weather advisory that expires by noon. Once we begin to lose that southeasterly flow, we'll actually begin to erode away some of that warmer air aloft right into tomorrow. That's where we'll see that transition back to some snow showers. So the current low beginning to approach Kodiak. You can see that south to southeasterly flow, which remains with us across South Central. That is what's driving in our times a day, 3 or 4 depending upon severe weather. But here across the state, we typically on average see about 2 times per day, which is around 3 a.m. in the morning and into the evening hours. So this is the 3 a.m. sounding that we're watching, and as you look at a little bit closer to it, you can see what we're talking about with this freezing rain potential. Notice that blue line, that diagonal blue line stretching through the atmosphere. This is our freezing line, and then you can see that red nose, or that red line. This is our temperature line throughout the atmosphere, our vertical profile of our atmosphere. So the red is our temperatures, the green is our dew point throughout the atmosphere, and that blue line is our static 32-degree line throughout the atmosphere. So we are going to continue to hold on to that freezing rain. You can see that above freezing temperatures aloft as you head about 1,000 or so feet above the surface of the through that warmer layer. It begins to melt away and it hits the ground as super cooled water droplets, which freeze on impact with anything that remains below freezing. Now, one area we're not really going to see any freezing rain concerns will be the valley. Big reason why this will be a concern, big reason why this will not be an issue for the valley is largely due to winds through the night, which kept temperatures pretty elevated in the 30s and the 40s being reported. In fact, we've already had some reports of a bus that went into the ditch due to those icy concerns. In fact, APD put out a traffic alert just within the last hour for hazardous road conditions and freezing rain both directions of the Seward Highway south of Diamond. And now sand trucks are on the way. Please use caution. And again, that is for both directions of the Seward Highway south of Diamond. Now, as far as you can see here in Midtown, not much of a concern. However, we are still seeing some of that light drizzly at Anchorage. You can see the glaze of ice likely beginning to impact those roadways, so take it easy. Anytime you're encountering slick and icy conditions, some things to keep in mind. Number one, you want to make sure that you drive for the elements, drive for the wintertime conditions that we're seeing. Don't go those posted speed limits. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you are going, and of course you want to make sure you leave plenty of space between you and the vehicle in front of you as your distance with stopping is going to certainly be a lot higher than what we typically see with clearer roads. So that's the Seward Highway out towards South Anchorage. You can see the Glen Highway and Eagle River. Not much of a freezing rain concern as of yet, but we will see that potential part remain fairly nice. Or we've seen those plows out and about over the last week to 2 weeks, those graders who have been clearing those roadways, and it's that fine light rain that is falling on the surface that is leading to that glaze of ice. And most of the time you will not see that ice on the roadways. That's why you want to make sure that you drive for the conditions. Even if you're not seeing freezing rain, temperatures warming throughout the day will lead to some slick and icy conditions on those roadways. So this is what we're talking about with that freezing rain. Notice that warmer air aloft. If it was all warm through the atmosphere, we'd see all rain, but we've got that warm layer aloft, and then we've got that colder air that still remains with us at the surface. That's why we've got freezing rain in the forecast, and that will stay with us throughout the remainder of today and into probably around noon, and then beyond that we'll see more in the way of a rain, if not a rain snow event. So icy travel tips, keeps that steering wheel straight. If you do begin to skid, you want to make sure that you turn into that skid, and you want to allow double if not triple distance to stop, as the grip of those tires really not able to attach to that road surface or grip that road surface with those icy conditions. And of course, don't brake suddenly, as you will skid and not come to a complete stop. So that's that type of precip that we are seeing across South Central. And again, that winter weather advisory from Anchorage down towards western parts of the Kenai, that remains with us through noon. Out towards Prince William Sound, southern parts of the Kenai, we'll largely expect to see some heavy rainfall in the forecast. Now, while rain is in the forecast for those areas from Whittier out towards Seward, Homer, we're still seeing that snowpack, that rain falling upon on top of that snow will create some icy conditions, and as temperatures fall through the night and we welcome in Friday, we are going to see that snowpack that we have seen across South Central become a lot more dense as well as thicker with those ice accumulations. So even if you're not seeing freezing rain, these warming conditions and rain falling on that snow will lead to slick conditions tonight into tomorrow. So that area of low pressure will steadily build off towards the northeast as it makes its approach towards Prince William Sound. We'll see our winds on the backside of this low coming in out of the north, if not the northwest, and this will support eroding away that warm layer aloft, and that's going to lead to a better return to some snow as we welcome in your Friday. Now, right now, thinking for that snow from the valley through the Anchorage Bowl and possibly northern parts of the Kenai, maybe about an inch or two of snow accumulation. As you head down towards western parts of the Kenai, out towards Homer, the Homer Bluffs, and some of those higher elevations of Homer, we could see the potential for about 2 to 4 inches of snow accumulation throughout the day tomorrow. So we'll be watching for that as the system kind of winds down Friday into early Saturday morning. We'll actually see the return to some quieter conditions across South Central as we welcome in the last full week of November. We're going to see those temperatures drop back down near seasonal, if not below seasonal value. So our first alert weather day is primarily for today, although we will see some impacts continuing into our Friday. And again, while we are largely going to see freezing rain, if not a rain-snow mix, heavy rainfall will occur for Prince William Sound and extreme coastal areas of South Central. This is where we'll see the potential for about 1 to 3 inches of that rainfall accumulation, while southern parts of the Kenai will make a run near 1/2 inch to about 1 inch of that rainfall. And again, if you live out towards Seward, largely expecting rain, but that rain falling upon that snow as well as those roads that have been fairly chilly will lead to some of those slick and icy conditions. So that stays with us throughout the day, and if you are driving through the pass today or into your Friday, also be prepared for some hazardous weather. Now, the pass will see more in the way of a rain snow event, if not more wet snow, as the pass is sitting high enough that will largely hold on to some of those winter conditions. So that's what we are expecting as the week draws to a close. Those temperatures again warming into the mid-30s. Someone asked earlier in the morning, what does this mean for our snowpack? Will this melt away? No, we will not see much in the way of melting of our snow. In fact, our temperatures have to be sitting at 40 degrees for us to even melt off 1 inch of snow throughout an entire day. So we are not going to see any significant snow melting across South Central, but those temperatures do stay in the mid-30s. 30s as we welcome in Thursday and Friday. And again, that winter weather advisory for freezing rain, that continues for at least the next hour or two. And then we'll see more in the way of a rain-snow mix into the afternoon. Even though that winter weather advisory and the freezing rain will come to an end, those roads will still be hazardous and treacherous. So give it some time, as we are seeing some reports that they are beginning to sand some of those roads, and we're also gathering more information on that bus that did go off in the ditch due to those icy roads. As we dry out this weekend and into next week, leading up to overnight lows in the teens, so we'll still tap into some of these cooler conditions. We're also watching some winter storm concerns for parts of the interior, where we're going to see some snow accumulation into the weekend. So